Hello there, Vic Benedict here. We're playing Quantum Break on the PC for Windows 10, and this is Act 3 in its entirety. So, at this point, they allow you to do the melee attack, which is a running left bumper hold, and then once you approach an enemy, you'll see the B button prompt. I personally think it would be a lot more enjoyable if instead of a B button prompt, it was maybe lining up some kind of a bar or having circles overlap each other, like in Lords of Shadow. If you've played Castlevania Lords of Shadow 1, I think it's in the second game too. But I also think that it would be really a lot more, I think, engrossing and skill dependent if randomly enemies would counterattack you when you try to do the melee attack, so that it would prevent you from doing it unless you had the skill to do a quick time event, which there's not that much skill to quick time events, but this game could have, I think, taken it to a much higher level than what it does, because as it stands, it's really quite boring to do it, and there's a lot of recovery heavy animations. Just look at all the recovery. He stomps at everybody and then he comes to a grinding halt. But this particular section is actually quite dangerous with the snipers, and I think we're going to jump right over here to the Juggernaut. So as it says right there, you need to do the left bumper hold to do the time rush. The Juggernaut has a couple of lackeys, unfortunately, only 2 in number. But what I really hate about this is, even though you're in cover, you still get damaged by stuff. And sometimes he purposely, well, not, I don't know if it's anything like purposely stands up, but the shotgun is really helpful here too. But sometimes you're in cover and he just randomly stands up and takes a lot of damage. And this guy, he shoots some kind of a rocket launcher. I don't know what exactly it is. It reminds me of the Romanovs in Vanquish. But the shotgun here, very crucial to have to deal massive damage on this guy. And I would recommend picking it up. It's on one of the tables, like when you start. I had some really weird issues over here too, with the checkpoints not being the same from what they were before. And what actually happened was, I got over here, got all the way to this guy. I died on him a couple times, and it pushed me back really far back, like before a lot of the scripting had happened. And then once I died in a couple of the traps over here, like the doors closing, I don't know if they're traps per se, but a couple of the doors, it actually gave me the checkpoint that I had from last time. So really weird stuff. So I'm going to get a dick shot in this motherfucker right here. And this is, I think it has the hardest fight so far that I've seen in this game, and it's coming up in a moment. I got my fucking ass kicked the first time I did this game, and tried to do the section that's coming up, dying at least, at the very, very least, died 10 times. Probably more. And on this section, I think I died twice, and then I completely destroyed it. It was just one of those things where you do it once, you get a little bit better, you're just a lot more confident in your ability to actually do it. And it's coming up in a moment. It's just a lot of guys, and you got to be really careful of staying behind cars here, because these guys blow up the cars and you can just get instantly killed. So I think we're just about finished with this in a moment here. So you're gonna have, what's gonna happen is you're gonna go into the garage. It's not I think it's a garage office or something like that. And you're gonna be coming out, and you're gonna have just hordes of guys coming at you I think at least one shotgunner, and I would recommend having the shotgun. It's really helpful for dealing maximum damage, and you can blow up cars too. But I find that I get cars blown up at me a lot more than I have it successfully happen to enemies. But you're gonna have one shotgunner coming out of the office, and then we're gonna actually go into the office, and you'll see me coming out in a moment. And here it is right here. So I like to stand behind this forklift thing here, even though it can be destroyed too and blown up. So you want to do the right bumper hold to do that time force move to at least try to stun some enemies at first, hopefully outright kill them, and then we're gonna just be standing behind here, and it's really pretty bad just because he keeps constantly getting up and things like that, and it's really aggravating, and you're getting damage and you're saying to yourself, well, what is hitting me? I don't see anything that's actually hitting me. But this guy got fucking owned. That was nice. That's kind of a rarity to have that happen and him getting killed so quickly. But I think it goes to show you, if nothing else, that the power of the shotgun is pretty real in this game. And then at this point, you're just going to have a bunch of guys hiding behind cars and things like that. But believe me, this is really quite hard, just because of all the damage you get from everybody shooting at you. So if you want to throw the time bubble to shield yourself from bullets, that's a pretty good idea too. It's just a lot of mixing and matching things and chaining combos in this game, and it's actually, like I've been saying, a very fun game. So I think we've just got one more guy left, so I'm going to charge this guy with an attack here and just take this bitch down. Okay, so after we do that, we're going to go to this particular section now, which is an area that if you don't disable the chronon dampener or the computer terminal, you're not going to be able to get your powers. So you definitely want to at least try to disable this thing. It's a very simple process, and then what ends up happening is that this guy will spawn here, and you can get your powers back, because trust me, it's not fun, and it's really damn difficult to deal with teleporters when you can't use any of your abilities. Least of all, using the ability to do that look, the time vision, I think it's called, with the Y button. Can't see anybody. So very crucial to go to the terminal, get your powers back, and then we're going to be just finishing off these guys here. And I think I'm going to be picking up the carbine in the next fight. Here's a shining example of how fast those guys are. So there's going to be one guy. Do you see where it says checkpoint up on that building? There's going to be one guy up there whom you need to take care of as well. I've done this. I decided to try to take out the dampener this time, because last time I did it, I didn't do it, and this fight was really, I think, just overly difficult. But on this particular area, you're going to be going down this boardwalk location, and you really need to be mindful of that mounted gun up on the terrace up there, just because of the fact that it will find you and it will kill you. It's not even funny. So as you push your way up here, still be mindful of the turret. Stay behind the rocks. Take out the guy who comes up from the right. I've really been favoring the shotgun on this playthrough, and I've really been liking it. I think I like it even more than the carbine rifle. But as you see, what I do there is I do the dash, and then I do the stagger, which is the B button, to stagger them. Really, really helpful. Now, I also wanted to talk about the clipping on this game, because it's actually, for all the things that I say, to detract from how I feel about this game, and some of the negative vibes that I get from this game, and the silliness that pervades it with the story and things like that, the clipping is actually hardly an issue at all. It's actually remarkable how little the clipping takes away from the experience, because it just is not very much of a prominent issue, and I really appreciate that. So you can disable these if you like. It's not necessary to do so, but if you want to, you can. So, and I'm not sure if this guy's always in this building. He was kind of locked in place for me, so we're going to take him out and then push our way up here. A couple more of these stragglers who you can instantly kill with the right bumper hold if you choose to do so. Here's the I think this is the first time I'm taking the carbine rifle. I also wanted to address the fact that the enemies, they do have a lot of HP too, and I don't even know, because I haven't really looked into the upgrades too much, if you can have an ability that will increase your damage output for the guns. I really haven't been looking. I've just been focusing on the gameplay so heavily that, and I'm not even sure if I will play this game again, quite honestly. Its brevity is really bothering me, just because some of these acts, when you cut all the fat away from them, they're extremely short, and it's just kind of depressing because I really wanted a long game like Alan Wake, and this game is really short. But we're trying to escape here to the mansion. Couple more guys as well as a shotgunner here. I don't think we have too many encounters left. Yeah, probably a few more minutes. The next act is incredibly short too. When I had done all the editing for the next act, it was only like 9 minutes of footage. So, you know, just depression on depression. But I mean, I don't even know. You know, $60 for a really short game is kind of ridiculous. And in the next video, I'll make sure that there haven't been any, you know, maybe some driver updates that I've missed out on. I don't think there have been. So just stay behind cover. Use the shotgun for the shotgunner. And just, you know, be very mindful. You see the B button attack with the bullet protection is actually really helpful against the snipers too, as well as anybody else shooting you. So he's fallen over. I think we've got a couple guys left, maybe just this one guy here. It's not too bad though. We're going to be wrapping this chapter up. So I wanted to thank you guys for watching. It's been Act 3. And I will see you in the very brief Act 4, so take care.